All right, let's go ahead and get started. Before I get into the Pascal Siakam trade, that's the first thing I want to talk about. Before I get into that, I want to give, I wanted to talk about the Warriors assistant coach, Dejan Miljovic, who passed away this week. Very sad situation. He passed away suddenly. It's a really tragic situation. The Warriors, they had a game canceled. They also have a game coming up that's been postponed. Want to just give my prayers to him and his family and the whole Warriors organization. This is just a brutal situation. Terrible. It's tough to lose people you're close to. And I know that it's probably been a very tough week for not only his family, but also the team and everyone involved in that organization. So I just wanted to mention that real quick before we get into any content here. So yeah, very sad situation going on with Golden State, but hopefully everyone's able to find peace and able to find joy during this tough time. I know it'll be very difficult. But first off, for today's podcast, I wanted to talk about the Pascal Siakam trade that went down yesterday. I'm recording this on Thursday. This trade went down. Big move. Huge trade. We've heard some rumors that the Raptors might be interested in trading Pascal Siakam for a while now. A trade finally went down yesterday, and I'm going to go through all the details and talk about what this means for each team involved. So let's go. I got a CBS Sports article pulled up here with all the details. So this trade involved the Pacers, the Raptors, and the Pelicans. So the Pacers received Pascal Siakam and a 2024 second-round pick. That second-round pick is from the Pelicans. The Raptors received Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, Kyrie Lewis Jr., a 2024 first-round pick from the Pacers, and a 2024 first-round pick, which is the lesser of picks from the Jazz, Clippers, Rockets, and Thunder. And then they received a 2026 first-round pick, also from the Pacers, and that is protected pick number 1 through pick number 4. And then the Pelicans, they received cash considerations. So a very interesting trade. I know some of the protections and with the picks and stuff was kind of confusing, but those are the details of the trade. I want to start off with what this trade means for the Raptors. I like this trade. I think it's very clear that at some point the Pacers were gonna have to go like all in with this team that they have, led by their star point guard Tyrese Halliburton. I've actually talked about the Pacers on the podcast this year, talking about the Pacers, how good they've been, how good Tyrese Halliburton has been. I've been really impressed by them. And so at some point, you knew that the team, they were going to have to go to like invest in this team and try to win. And this is a win now move. And, 3 first round picks is a lot. That's a lot. But the 2024 draft, this upcoming draft, is not great. It is weak, or that's like the consensus opinion. The consensus opinion is that this is a weaker draft, so giving up some draft capital in this draft may not be that big of a deal. Maybe it'll be a bigger deal giving up a 2026 first round pick, but, and there's no telling what'll happen with all the prospects in this year's draft. They could be great. But for now, the thought is that it does look like a weaker draft class than we're used to. So that does make it a little bit easier to give up two first round picks in this draft. And then you got the 2026 first round pick. So it is a pretty significant investment in terms of draft capital. Of course, they're also giving up Bruce Brown. We'll see where Bruce Brown goes. It sounds like the Raptors may end up trading him as well. He may end up getting traded to a contender or a playoff caliber team. But yeah, I like what the Pacers did in this deal. They also got a second round pick this year from the Pelicans, but I like this move. It's a win now move. I think Pascal Siakam will be great there. I think the two-man game with him and Tyrese Halliburton will be really good. I think this makes their offense better. And now they've got a pretty nice squad there in Indiana. A nice team there, nice roster. They've been really good this year. This trade makes them better. And we'll see how this trade impacts their offense, if it makes their offense even better, which would kind of be difficult. I mean, their offense is already insanely good, but we'll see how this impacts their offense and how it impacts their defense, because as a team, their defense is not very good, and that is definitely their biggest weakness as a team. But yeah, I'm excited to see Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton play together, and we'll see how all of that works out. For the Raptors, I like this trade for them as well. They trade Siakam, get a lot of draft capital in return. Getting 3 first-round picks for him is big, and I like that. I like the addition of Bruce Brown as well. Obviously, like I mentioned, they may end up trading him somewhere. I do like Kyrie Lewis Jr. I love him. I loved him as a prospect coming out in the 2020 draft. His career hasn't really worked out so far, but he is a talented player, and we'll see how he develops in Toronto. We'll see if they can develop him a little bit. Jordan Nwora is also a solid young player. We saw him play a little bit in Milwaukee. He didn't ever have like a huge role there, but he's another talented young player. So I like the fact that the Raptors were able to get some talented young players and a lot of draft capital. And because of that, I think this is a really good trade for them, as well as the Pacers. And then, of course, the Pelicans, they received just cash considerations. They didn't get much in this deal, so not much to say. I don't have much to say about them and what this trade means for them, but for the Pacers and the Raptors, I like this trade a lot, and I think this trade could work out really well for both teams.